Guidebook Introduction: The True Magic of Trees. The past, present, and future dwell in tree magic, just as they do in trees. As intermediaries between heaven and earth, trees are able to convey messages to and from both realms. The tree magic cards touch the subconscious, making it possible to grasp the seeds of the future. The unfurling of leaves and multiplying branches that reach skyward are symbolic of continuing life and inspiration. The divine fruit of the trees is the gift of enlightenment. Like a tree, the cards in this book are of mystical significance. They will help and enhance your own natural psychic understanding, making it very easy to progress onward and upward towards peace of mind and to attain practical success in the physical world. Like a tree, this book and cards offers strength, security, and comfort. They respond to life's problems from beginning to end, whatever your situation. Tree worship. In days gone by, people recognized that their survival depended upon trees. They worshipped them to show their respect, believing them to have special connections with God. They attributed certain trees with particular virtues. The oak tree, for instance, was a sign of strength because of its stature and great age. Carrying an acorn as an amulet symbolized carrying the strength of an oak. People prayed beneath the oak with their backs to the trunk or their arms around it so that the tree could impart to them its strength. The rituals and virtues attributed to trees are often derived from their personalities and physical characteristics. The oak is associated with strength because of its vigor, even its old age, and the rowan with attraction and romance, its red berries symbolizing the color of life. A tree, however, has a multitude of virtues. The rowan, for instance, also represents healing and protection. And because the tree's clusters of red berries look like droplets of blood, a healing prayer would be said to the rowan to ask it to absorb sickness from a patient. Trees have been revered by numerous cultures worldwide because they can live for more than 1,000 years, and some for 3,000 or 4,000 years. Among them are fig, cedar, ginkgo, pine, cypress, monkey puzzle, yew, oak, sweet chestnut, lime, olive, boab, karui, redwood, totara, and welwitschia. In different cultures, certain trees were worshipped for their special wisdom, for expressing all life and knowledge. 5 trees, the date, fig, cedar, ash, and boab, were each acknowledged as trees of life. The tree of life is a symbol of evolution or of the growth of an idea, vocation, or a force, as well as a representation of life, energy, strength, abundance, generosity, permanence, and immortality. It was believed that the knowledge contained in the tree of life, once discovered, would confer immortality, yet to discover it would not be easy because the wisdom is hidden. If I asked you if you had ever worshipped a tree, you would probably answer no. Yet, without knowing it, you probably have at Christmas time pine trees lit up and decorated as Christmas trees go back to tree worship. Candles were lit on the pine tree at the winter solstice on December 21st to welcome the return of the sun and increasing daylight hours. Being evergreen, the pine bore the same continuity as the sun. Like the sun, it did not die in winter. When pine is burned, its flame is pure white, a symbol of purity and light. The Yule log is traditionally pine, and even chocolate Yule log cakes relate to tree worship because both the tree and the Yule log are tokens of coming spring. Magical omens and superstitions. The apple tree. One apple left on a tree is an omen of death. To discover the initial of the name of the person you will marry, peel an apple so the peel is complete and unbroken. Throw the peel over your shoulder. If it forms a letter, it is the initial of the name of your future spouse. The poplar tree. Tie a ribbon to a poplar tree to represent a problem you would like to be solved. Leave the ribbon there. The poplar tree is said to help solve the problem. When the problem has gone, remove the ribbon. The oak tree. Carrying an acorn is said to imbue you with strength, luck, and youthfulness. To keep your lover true, place 2 stones inside a hollow oak tree. Remove the stones if you decide to end the relationship. To improve a person's health, place 1 stone inside a hollow oak tree. The holly tree. A sprig of holly indoors protects against evil. The juniper tree. It is said that the juniper is able to grant wishes. Hold 4 sprigs growing from a juniper tree, 1 between each thumb and finger of your left hand. Close your eyes and wish. Tree dreams and omens. To dream of an almond tree is a sign that you will travel unexpectedly and far. To dream of an apple tree is a sign of happiness and love. To dream of a peach tree is a prediction of financial or material gains. To dream of a fig tree is an omen of prosperity and the realization of your wishes. To dream of a hazelnut tree predicts wealth as well as unexpected good fortune. To dream of an oak tree is a sign of coming wealth and good health. To catch a falling leaf is a sign that you will be lucky. To have a bare twig fall on you is a sign that you will fall out of favor with someone you know. The first blossom of spring that you see is a lucky sign that should be wished upon. Reading your fortune by the trees around you. Every tree has a unique soul. Some trees, such as the damson, have different sexes because male and female flowers are born on separate trees rather than on the same tree. If you put your ear to the trunk of a tree, especially a large tree, you will hear a very slow heartbeat. Trees are the homes of supernatural spirits, nymphs, and elemental divinities. Trees influence the atmosphere by their shape. Whether male or female, a circular-shaped tree represents oneness of life in the universe. To have one in your garden or in view of your home is a good omen. Sharp, pointed trees emit the male masculinity that they symbolize. Widespread open trees emit feminine receptivity and gentleness. When you get to know trees, you will see that some look quite human. Some appear to look male and others female. If you seek paternal wisdom, sit under a male tree or male-shaped tree. Tell it your problem and see what comes to mind in answer. If you want maternal help, choose a female or female-shaped tree to help solve your problems. Every tree has an aura, a subtle energy that radiates beyond the tree. The energy can be felt as warm and inviting, and it is not too difficult to see it, especially if you half close your eyes or look at dawn or dusk. You may be sensitive enough to see devas or shining ones. These are tree fairies camouflaged to look like part of the tree. You may also get the sensation of walking through a cobweb when entering a tree's aura. In folklore, when you identify closely with a tree, you are putting yourself under its protection and opening a doorway to the other world. Tree divination. According to our predecessors, from birth to death, or from the beginning of one situation to another, trees answer and resolve all of life's problems. To divine an answer to a question, find a tree that you feel drawn to, or find a skyline of trees. Dead trees are not good to choose. Standing or sitting, stop and settle yourself. Close your eyes while asking for an answer to the question you have in your mind. Open your eyes and look at the tree or skyline of trees. The moment you open your eyes, the answer will be given in the form of a general feeling emitted by the tree or trees. You may also notice shapes in the bark, which look like numbers or initials. The branches and twigs may speak Y for yes, and N for no may be seen in the way that the branches cross one another. A skyline of trees is read like reading tea leaves. The shapes can look like people and animals, sometimes moving in the wind. Concentrate on the shapes and the picture presented, and the answer will unfold itself to you as thoughts in your mind. The shapes may be symbols for you to interpret. Like watching a movie on television, moving shapes can show your future unfolding. Laying the cards. There are 52 tree magic cards in the deck, which represent the 52-week cycle of a tree's growth. The unique spirit of each tree is articulated in each card. The cards are divided into two suits, the heaven suit and the earth suit. The heaven cards show what is in the air and what you may aspire to. The earth cards, rooted in the earth, reveal your basis or foundation. Yet, as in life, the influences of heaven and earth combine and interchange. Gaze at a mirror image of a tree in a pond or lake, and the roots and branches begin to look the same, showing a visual connection exists between heaven and earth, or earth and heaven. Reading the power cards. There are 7 power cards in the deck which have special significance in readings. 2 are the leaders of each suit. The tree of heaven heads the suit of heaven, and the Judas tree heads the suit of earth. The remaining 5 are tree of life cards: the cedar tree, the boab, the ash, the date tree, and the fig. With the exception of the Judas tree, all of the power cards add a positive influence to a spread, as well as accentuating the influence of the card before and after the power card. The Judas tree has a negative influence on the spread and on the cards that appear before and after it. It means obstruction or interference, deception or betrayal. It is an exceedingly optimistic sign to have 5 Tree of Life cards appearing in a spread. 4 Tree of Life cards predict a party or social gathering. 3 Tree of Life cards reveal personal health, wealth, and happiness. 2 Tree of Life cards predict romance and love. And 1 Tree of Life card is a sure sign of your very good fortune. The ratio of the 2 suits. More heaven cards in a spread than earth cards signifies that you will get what you want quickly because heaven is making things move behind the scenes for you. A predominance of earth cards in a spread means matters will come to pass less speedily because groundwork needs time for growth to show.